This is Woodworking. This is Woodworking. This really is Woodworking. And this is real Woodworking. Now, don't rush off and unsubscribe just yet. I guarantee you I have no desire to become a laser channel or tell you how to start your own laser craft market business and make tens of dollars selling mass-produced spawn of generic engraved goods. Hear me out for a minute and I'll explain to you why I finally added this tool to the Fix It Fingers workshop. Yes, lasers are cool. Pew pew pew! And have a huge range of applications. But until xTool approached me and asked if I'd like to try out the S1, I'd knocked back dozens of previous offers, including xTool, come to think of it, because I didn't have time to add another hobby to my schedule. Now, it's a privilege as a YouTuber that companies often want to send you stuff. But honestly, I am very picky about what I say yes to, and it has to fill a need I have in the workshop. So these are the reasons why I'm glad I waited, and why if you are looking to upgrade your current DIY kit or jump into lasering at the deep end, the S1 may be for you. Firstly, it is a tool. This is not a toy and not necessarily a new hobby that's going to suck weeks of your time away learning how to set it up, use it, replace broken and missing bits, reflash chipboards, and have studied 3 months of engineering to build the damn thing out of the box in 100 pieces and then hope it all works. Inside the very well thought out packaging is the machine, the laser module, a power cable, a USB cord, a book of words, and some test materials. That's it. Literally cut the cable ties that are holding the gantry in place during shipping, use 2 screws to install the laser head on the machine, and 10 minutes later, after cracking out the box cutter, if you knew what you were doing with light that has been amplified by the stimulated emission of radiation, yes, laser is an acronym, the more you know. You'd be well on your way to cutting and engraving. I was not quite that lucky, because though I am familiar with CAD and Photoshop, I am a laser cutter version, so had a slight learning curve to wrap my head around the software, material testing, etc, etc. Luckily, xTool has some good short YouTube videos in a crash course form, and that sorted me out in under an hour. This machine is probably as close to plug and play as lasers currently come at the moment. Don't get me wrong, I love Meccano and Lego and building stuff, hell, I'm a woodworker. But I ain't got time for a new hobby, as I said. I don't want to spend hours or days putting a kit together and wondering if all the bits are going to fit and if it'll work at the end. So having a laser in a box that was basically ready to go was very high on my wish list. On top of the base model, xTool were kind enough to throw in the Honeycomb, which is great, and the Air-Assist, which is meh. I won't go into it. Go check out Paul the Wood Knight's review on this exact machine when you're done here. He does a great job of explaining the Air-Assist's shortcomings and an easy solution. The short version is, it is simply underpowered for this beast of a 40-watt module. However, when you're using the xTool software, XCS, it does kick in automatically and at the pressure that it believes is suitable for the task at hand. So it's not all bad, just slightly underwhelming. So those 2 add-ons were another tick. Speaking of XCS, the xTool Creative Space, I expected it to be terrible. So much so that I even skipped the free trial of Lightburn and went out and paid for the thing on day 1, expecting I would need it right away. However, as this is a sponsored video, I pulled up my big boy pants and decided to give the official software a go. Give it a fair try, see how it runs. Long story short, I never went back to Lightburn for the entirety of this build. Which, if you're wondering, is a jigsaw puzzle for my daughter using the 24 wooden Aldi animals that she got in her first advent calendar for the Christmas just past. We'll go through this project throughout this video, but I'm not going to focus on it. I'm focusing on the machine. There'll be another video later on where we do more of a how-to-y if you're interested in replicating what you see on the screen today. xTool Creative Space was just simple to use. It integrates with all the xTool machines and add-ons seamlessly, and it comes preloaded with thousands of designs, projects, and material settings for a bunch of common things you'd want to bombard with photons. It has its limits. The material testing, for instance, doesn't let you do multiple passes, and if you are not careful, you can still set things on fire, particularly if you're a newbie. I kept a water bottle on hand. The main complaint you'll probably get is it could be too simple for more power users. But honestly, at least for now at my skill level, I've wasted 160 kangaroo skins on Lightburn as I see myself using XCS until I hit a wall where it can't do something that I want to overcome. So give it a try. If you don't like it, you can always go down the Lightburn route. Back to why I agreed to give the S1 a run. Well, the next reason we've mentioned is the 40-watt diode power. Now, I'm as sure as the fact that Mark Dainer likes to check square that there will be a 60, an 80 watt, etc., on the market, and that current CO2 lasers already poop all over even these very high-end diodes. But the 40 watt to me in diode power was a threshold that raised an eyebrow. While I've not owned a laser before, I've watched a ton of laser content from my friends at Small Fry Creation, Ainsley, Anthony at Barber's Paddock, Frank's Little Workshop, and many others. And I've seen the wattage quickly climb over the past few years from where it barely scratched a fingernail to being able to easily blast through real wood and thicker sheets of stock. From its humble 5-watt beginnings, I was simply not interested. I needed a tool, not a toy. At 40 watt, we have definitely reached that point where it is a useful woodworking addition. One of the main things I see myself doing with this is templating using 6mm MDF. And for this laser, that's currently conservatively cruising through at about 8mm per second with a clean single pass cut that frees up all of the pieces nicely without leaving too much scorch behind. So yeah, the power on this thing, definitely a big selling point. The next reason is this fancy green hood. You may notice I am not wearing the compulsory sexy safety glasses that come with kit-style lasers. That is because I, and importantly other folks who may wander into the community common room of my building that I am temporarily using as a robot shop, don't need them. The S1 is a Class 1 laser, one of only a handful out of the box on the market at the moment. This means not only is it fully enclosed, but it is safe to operate without the risk of zapping somebody's eyeballs. If you lift the green lid during operation, it simply shuts down instantly. Yes, it limits the size of your bed dimensions, and yes, there are other ways you can use it which negate that safety. But this puzzle is exactly 498 by 319 millimeters, the 100% max cutting capacity of this machine, and just shy of the 608 by 385 millimeter physical room that you have inside the box. That's about 24 by 15 in freedom units, and pretty darn big compared to a lot of DIY style kits on the market, while still managing to be fully enclosed. So simple, tick, power, tick, size, tick, safety, double tick. Yes, double. Take a look down here. This is an expensive add-on, but I wouldn't run the machine without it. In fact, it was one of the conditions I put on xTool for me accepting this sponsor deal. This fully automated 7-stage filter box is the new xTool AP2 Air Purifier. This room I'm in has almost no ventilation. There's an extractor fan in the window above me that's busted and the windows don't open. I am literally venting into a sealed box and cutting large amounts of MDF and plywood. Look at the smoke coming off that thing. But I've also had my air quality monitor running the whole time since the very first cut. Through all my testing, plane, and puzzle construction this week, it has never tipped over even the moderate range for particulate matter, meaning I can sit in this almost enclosed room without wearing a dust mask and the machine running. That's pretty darn amazing. Mind you, that privilege comes at $1,600 dues, or about 1,000 greenbacks, and I still don't recommend doing that all the time, if you can avoid it. That's because while cutting plywood, I did trigger the hydrocarbon warning. So not so much the smoke as in the chemicals coming off the resins and glues and things in the marine plywood that I was using at the time, or dodgier MDF. Now, it didn't hit dangerous levels, but I was feeling it in my eyes and a little bit in my throat, so I had to go and grab a proper filter mask, not one of those RZ rubbish things, a real one with an organic barrier filter, and that solved the problem. The room aired out with a fan after a few minutes once the cut was done. The filter box also has a nifty feature where it stays on for a few seconds after the job is done to help clear the air. Now, you still do get a slight smell of smoke after a big job, and in literally any other room, I think you'd be able to run this thing for hours with the AP2 and not notice it. At the very least, even if you are venting outside, your neighbors are going to thank you for getting rid of the smoke and particulates. Lastly, it's not just a tool, it's a multi-tool. It's part saw, part router, part scissors, part labeler, and part branding iron. It's even a shop assistant, as I can sit here literally writing this script while it does work that previously would have taken me hours, in minutes, and with sub-millimeter accuracy. This is a woodworking tool. So, if I wasn't a narcissist who liked to film himself playing with wood and had to put my own coins on the table, would I have bought the S1? Probably not. Unless I saw this video to let me know exactly what I am missing out on. In which case, I'd have clicked the affiliate link below for my country, found out when the next sale is on, and then I would have bought the S1 as my first laser. Honestly, xTool have sales all the time. Don't pay full price, wait for a sale, then click on my link. Yay! I've only just scratched the surface on how to use this machine and what it is capable of. I didn't even mention the auto Z-axis focus, the max running speed of 600 millimeters, nearly 2 feet per second, or all the different materials and accessories you can get for it. But if you sub up and follow along to Fix It Fingers, this year I'm sure you'll get a very good look at the machine as I put it to work as a new part of my workflow and find ways for it to assist me in my dream of building some Chinese-inspired furniture projects. Or just more cute stuff for my baby girl.
Well, welcome, Bukachi Baba, Bukachi.